What's cracking? Josie Garfunkle. Let's learn some shit. In this episode of the G Show, I'm going to show you how to add some effects to wrecks and such so you can add some immersion and life to the scenes you've painted or pictures you've painted. This is one that I've done a while back, and we're going to add some engine fire and engine smoke to this little wreck scene. So the way I like to do it is I use gift boxes because they're easy, small, and I just need an anchor to get the coordinates. So if I'm putting the effects in different places, like fire around and then a couple different smokes, I would use different gift boxes, such as use a medium for the flame, put that about where I think I want it, and then use a different one, large box 4, for some smoke. That way I can tell in my export which effect is supposed to go to which coordinate. For something like this scenario, gift box 3, just to identify it differently again in the export, you can use the same coordinate and same pods for both effects. It's not really going to hurt it. This wouldn't really have an engine fire with the hood closed, but for demonstration purposes, whatever. Now that we have that there, we can export this and just fish out the gift boxes, but why would we want to do all that scrolling? So get rid of anything you don't need, because we're not technically saving this file. We just need to get some coordinates from it. So we get rid of all the stuff that we're not too worried about at this moment. Let's get rid of this grass, and then we just got this little scene here, no big deal, and we're going to export that as a JSON. Make a name for it, something for the top, effects demo, that'll be just fine. Alright, let's close this down, hop over here to our file editors. I'll be using a combo of Visual Studio Code and Notepad today. So for starters, let's open up our documents, DayZ editor, and open up our file. We called this effects demo. Here's our file. We already know we don't need none of these, just to get them out of my way. And we're left with some gift boxes. First one we wanted for flames and smoke with different coordinates as an example, and then using the same coordinates for the same example. So open up your file editor, again, whichever one you prefer. And let's make some effects area inserts. So what we're going to do is copy a template of another insert that we know works, and we're going to get rid of everything we don't need. We're not making rings, we don't need a radius, we don't need any of that, so we can get rid of all that stuff. And then we don't really need any of the player data, as this isn't a radius style area for a player to enter. Now notice this is a capital P, and over here the export is a lowercase p, because regular JSONs use it differently. So when we copy over our coordinates, make sure you just strictly get the coordinates so you don't mess up that. It will ruin it. You can use spooky area, contaminated area, either or. We're going to use an effect trigger. Might be able to use spooky trigger, don't know. So that's the info we need, and we need to give it a new name. We're going to name this Southwest Rec. What was this? The Fire 1. Then we're going to come over here to our Discord, the G code, of course. Open up the toolbox, grab the effects list. In here we got smoke, flames, other things. But for right now, we're just going to focus on the smoke and the flames. For this example, I'm going to use the campfire and the campfire smoke. So copy, double click, Control C, hop over here to your file editor, Control V to paste. Let's duplicate this entry for the smoke. Now we have smoke 1. Grab those coordinates. Remember, the gift box large was our smoke. And we're just going to paste those coordinates in. Easy peasy. Back to the effects list. Let's find the smoke we're going to use. Smoke medium camp 1 it is, to match the fire. And we have a smoke and we have a fire combo. Now, see if we can put another one here for that second entry we put. And we're going to use these same coordinates for the flame and the smoke, as it's not really going to matter too much. So copy that. Make sure you put your fire with your fire so you can keep them identified. And then we just need to put a smoke here. Rename this smoke 2, and that is fire 2. So what we have is our area names, our type, which is irrelevant as long as it's one of them, contaminated area, static, or spooky area, whichever one they are. Trigger type, and the only data you need is the position and the particle name, as nothing else is needed. And of course you don't need a comma for the last entry of the entry. Control S to save. Now let's load this thing up, go check it out. Alright, here we are on our local server. We got flames and smoke, same position. Flames and smoke from the 2 separate positions, causing the same effect. You can do this however you want. Again, the purpose of the separate coordinates, in case you are mixing and matching using a bigger area, something like this. Simple 1 coordinate will do. Let's take a peek real quick at what the nighttime looks like, as I feel like I need to explain that. These don't actually emit any light off of them per se. Like, they don't light the area up. You can't see them but from so far away. But they do add that nice little effect of lived in or recent. So you have a little bit of role play, a little bit of story, backstory. Well, I hope this enhances your pictures that y'all are painting, make them worth a frame. That's all for this one. Hope you learned some shit. I'm out.